Peace and love, family. What's good? I know I'm a few minutes late, like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever. My bad. But I was just watching the finals, trying to catch some of the reaction. Pardon me. I know this is a Knicks broadcast, but it was game one, and Miami got their ass bust. They looked good in the first quarter, and then shit just fell apart, man. So I picked the Lakers in 6 anyway. They fuck around and get swept. It really doesn't matter. I told you I hate both of those teams. So, pardon me, I'm rolling the blunt, y'all. I know I got a blunt, but I expect somebody to come on this motherfucker. Somebody gonna come up on here. Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love. Peace and love. So, let's get into this. The Knicks, man, and free agents, man. I've been doing my homework, and I've been thinking about some of the free agents that's available, man. And there's a lot of options that we have. And I keep hearing big names, and it's starting to make me realize that some of these inquiries and all of this speculation that we're getting about who the Knicks should sign, I don't know if that's coming from in-house, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. As a seasoned Knick veteran fan, I realize that we get used a lot. We are a bargaining chip, and there's a lot of smoke screens that involve using us straight up and down. So I started thinking about a lot of possible free agents, and I went and I looked. I said, okay, I want to stick with the young lineup, as you already know. I want to see what we have. We got all of these executives. We changed everything in the background so that we can start developing players. So I gave earlier, I made a video about the roster that I think that we should go into the season with. Now, in that roster, I left a slot for a free agent. Now, don't get me wrong. There's 3 spots in reality because I saved 2 spots for rookies. But the reality is we can always have our lottery pick take one of the roster spots that's available, that's an active roster spot. And then we can always send the other 2 picks that we get to the G League. And we can sign 2 free agents for our active roster. Y'all, what's good, family? Peace, Falcon. So, yeah, man, I think there's a lot of flexibility with that. So let's say we do get 2 free agents. There's 2 type of free agents that we got to worry about. You got the free agents that are, the players, they free completely. And then you got the restricted free agents. So I made like a list of free agents. And let me tell you, it's over 25 players, man. 25 players that we could consider to add to what we already have without breaking the bank, really. There's a couple that we would have to probably break the bank for, especially if we go with like top tier, which is what I'm reluctant to do. So like the main 2 free agents that are top tier free agents that will probably break our bank, free agents, remember, not trades. So fuck Chris Paul and all of that speculation. I'm talking about signing people straight up with the bread we got, because we got bread. So the first 2 and the main 2 top tier free agents are AD. AD's a free agent, straight up. No, he has the player option. He's done. He can leave if he wanted to. And after tonight, if he wins that chip with the Lakers, I mean, there might not be anything holding him there. He might not feel like he has to stay. He could probably bounce. So that's not something I'm setting my heart on, but it is a possibility. It is a reality that could happen. We could sign AD. DeRozan is the other top tier free agent that nobody in New York wants. Nobody wants DeRozan. I know that, but I'm talking about what's available. So those 2 are the top tier free agents that are available. But then after that, bro, we got a lot of people that we could consider. The next free agent that's a top tier free agent, well, he's a restricted free agent, but he's a superstar. and that's Brandon Ingram. What do y'all think about Brandon Ingram? Falcon, what you think? What you think about Brandon Ingram? You think that's a good look or not? I mean, he's a superstar right now at this point. And I mean, the only problem is that everybody sees RJ as a 3. So I don't know if Brandon, but he's a good ball handler. NBA is playing small ball. We could have Ingram, Mitch, RJ, Frank, DSJ. You know, that could be the 5. I mean, there's a lot of ways we could go by getting Brandon Ingram. I think he could be a fit. DeRozan and AD, once again, those are 2 players that I don't really consider, but they are options that'll be out there. Then you got Dragic, Gordon Dragic. Now, tonight, he looked like he just got hurt. I don't know how serious that injury is. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. We have to worry about health concerns, right? So, word, you're right. He's a stagnant point forward. But the ball, he does move the ball, you know. I don't think he's stagnant. I think that he moves the ball. Ingram is decent, man. It's just, once again, I'm not sure about the mesh. And do we want to compromise or take away RJ's confidence if he has his heart set on playing that position? But I do feel what you're saying, you know. Like I said, that's a little bit of an issue getting Ingram. I don't know how much of a fit he is. Dragic, like I said, tonight he looked like he got hurt. Not sure about him because Miami's in the finals. They got a good team. They got chemistry. He's at the point where I know he wants to win a championship in his career. So the Knicks is not anywhere near a championship, let alone sniffing the playoffs. So Dragic probably isn't an option. But after that, there's a lot of players that might consider us. You got Gordon Hayward. You got Otto Porter. You got Gallinari. Let's be honest. Don't front. Carmelo's also available. And right now, with what we have, depending on what I know we want Carmelo to win a chip, but it's not about what we want for the player. It's about what the player wants. And I'm going to make a video about Carmelo because he gets a bad rap from us, man. We're very ungrateful and we're very disloyal. But anyway, there's more players available. I got Conley on my list. You got Jeremiah Grant. What about Jeremiah Grant? That kid, he's a free agent. That's a little bit of bread we might have to spend, but it's another person that we might have to consider that he could probably fit on the squad. You got Montrezl Harrell, right? Montrezl could play. He's up and coming. He's him and what, Mo Harkless? That's another guy that's available. Word. Van Fleet, we already know about Van Fleet. Once again, I'm not trying to break the bank with Van Fleet, bro. For real, like I said, we have enough guards. I don't think that we should spend money on Van Fleet when we don't even know what we have right now. And there's other guards that I think that probably could fit the mold for cheaper. Like I said, Isaiah Thomas, he's the main topic and he's the main free agent I want to talk about. But before I get into him, I wanted to just let y'all know some of the options that I noticed that was available. I know he's not a leader, but he's a shooter, and that's JJ Barea. Actually, JJ Barea is a leader, man. Let me take that back. It'd be nice to steal a good player from Dallas. I'd probably feel a little better. After we lost Porzingis, there was a lot to that. People don't realize that Porzingis didn't really leave because he was a prima donna. A lot of people, yo, niggas said they'd trade Randall for milk and cookies. Yo, I'll trade that nigga for a Slim Jim, family. Word up. Get the snap up out of here, nigga. But JJ Barea is a guy that we should consider. You got DJ Augustine, that's a veteran. Since you're talking about Chris Paul. Rondo. If the Lakers win, yo, AD, Rondo, maybe those dudes decide they want to move on, start another chapter in their career. Rondo will be a good fit. Rondo, what you think? Rondo will be a good fit. Peace and love, Falcon. Rondo will be a good fit for us, man. He really would be. I think that Rondo would do some of the things that Chris Paul could do for us. And then I know that there's some complications that people have when it comes to Rondo, but This is why the bottom line is I feel Isaiah Thomas is probably the best free agent that we should sign at point guard. He's waiting. He's ready. The dude was a MVP candidate, man, not too long ago. The kid could play, man. Yo, Ben Simmons, Philly, I don't think that Philly's going to let go of Ben Simmons. I think they'll let Embiid go first. Needed a blunt. I think Embiid will be the one that they'll trade, and they're going to stick with Simmons. And most likely, I don't think a lot of Knicks fans would want Paul George. Not the way he's been looking. I know he's better than anything we got, but if we were the way we were about Carmelo, imagine what Paul George would go through here. Because he's not leading the league in shit, but excuses right now. So I don't think that Paul George. Yo, I don't know if Embiid's going to Toronto. I didn't see anything about that. I'm gonna check that out. There's a few more free agents I want to mention. Then I want to get back into this Isaiah Thomas stuff. You got Christian Woods is a free agent. Bertans. Who else? Ibaka. Ibaka's a free agent, even though he don't shoot. So him and Mitch. I don't know, man. We would have to get some shooters out there. We would try to get a player like Ibaka. See, that's the chemistry and the fit. You got Beasley. Malik Beasley is a free agent. Bogdanovich is a free agent. He could shoot. That's another dude that we could pair up with Mitch. Who else? Melton is a free agent. DeMarcus Cousins. What about DeMarcus Cousins, man? What about my man, Falcon? You said Portis, Mitch, Frank, and all that, but I don't want Portis, man. I want to let Portis go. I'm thinking more about what about if we signed DeMarcus Cousins and Isaiah Thomas as free agents and drafted smart and went from there. Two veteran players that have ball handling skills. They can score. They both do play defense. They give effort. They're effort defensive players. I'm not saying they're juggernauts because everybody on the Knicks wants a juggernaut. We got two juggernauts on our team on defense. We got Frank and we got Mitch. So we good with that. But Isaiah Thomas and DeMarcus Cousins, maybe we should consider them. That's a good question, right? Now remember, I know we need a vet big, Papa, but remember that we got Taj. Taj ain't going nowhere. I know that you like Portis, but I don't, man. All right, let me change that. I like Portis, but not for the money that he's getting paid. That's his problem. He's an effort. He's not a good defender, but he does give effort. I will give him that. And there is room. You can see that there's room for growth with him. He's a shooter. Nobody was consistent for us this year, but he does have shooting potential, and I get what you're saying, but he costs too much. And it's not worth it. It doesn't equal out. He's one of those dudes that he got a contract that he didn't deserve, like Nicholas Batum. One of them dudes that they paid him a lot of money. Taj is the backup because at the end of the day, we want to go with Mitch all the way. We want Mitch, like I said before, Mitch could play 40. If it was 50 minutes in the game, that nigga could play 50 minutes, man. He needs to be on the floor as much as possible because all this love for him, we don't know what he could really do. And he needs more reps, man, on that floor, man. He needs to play. He needs to learn how to stay out of foul trouble and learn how to become a dominant player consistently. He needs to be out there. I think that Taj could come off the bench. Like I said, because the NBA is doing a lot of small ball, you got Wooten too. Don't forget. That was another thing. I want to bring up Wooten. Wooten can also back up Mitch at center. Yo, man, Portis, man, I'm not paying him that much bread, man. He made what, $15 million for one season, fam, and he didn't do shit. Nah, man. Nah, look, we trying to pay people like Van Fleet damn near $20 million. Yo, that's $5 million right under that, and for no production. Like, he's getting paid more than Mitch. He's getting paid more than Mitch and RJ and how many other players combined, fam? Can't do it, yo. Right. Wooten, Taj, You could have center by committee there until this boy could stop getting in foul trouble and learn how to stay on the floor. That's also why I said let's sign Cousins. Cousins could play center too, and he can score, and he can open up the floor with his ball handling skills and his shooting potential. That opens up the floor a little bit. He doesn't have to clog the lane when he plays with Mitch. So I think that I don't know, man. I think Cousins is somebody we should consider. Cousins and Portis can't start, man. Portis don't need to be on the team. Straight up, man. There's no way that I'm not gonna go with Mitch for as many minutes as possible. What about Bazemore? You got Bazemore as a free agent. Wilson Chandler as a free agent. Jay Crowder. What's up with Jay Crowder? There's a couple of guys. What's that boy? Rodney Hood. What's up with Rodney Hood? There's a lot of free agents out there that could come on our team and help us, man. I don't want Peyton on the team anymore. I'm reading Falcons messages. I appreciate your love too and your contribution. I'm definitely going with Dotson. Dotson's on the roster. Knox I want on the roster. Wooten I want on the roster. Peyton got to go. Ellington has to go. Portis has to go. And there's one more that I can't think of off the top of my head that he needs to go because their money is tying us up and they're not producing. I'm not saying they trash, but it just didn't have a good year for us. And this is the reason why we gave them the contracts that we did so we could get up out of them and move on from them. And with these, I want to draft players that we could plug in right away. So it doesn't even make sense to have players like that weren't productive and we don't need to give them a chance because we have to give our new players a chance and we have to give the players that we are trying to develop a chance. So, and on the real, Alfred Payton was wilding out last year with Randall, man. That 2-man game he was trying to play, that shit wasn't cool. I don't like that. And it took away from RJ. I think it affected RJ, and we don't need that. We don't need that. It's sort of like, remember how the Giants got rid of OBJ? Everybody bugged the fuck out. Everybody got tight because they traded OBJ. But some of us realized the reason why they traded him was because of culture. Saquon Barkley came on the team, and he was a good leader. You could tell the potential and the character. You don't want the conflict when you have someone like that coming in and you want to build around them. And you have people that have bad habits in certain ways that will come in like, how do I say it? Cause regimes. You know what I'm saying? Like sides. We don't want people to be rocking with Peyton and him trying to create his own little group on this side. And then you got the people that rock with RJ. We don't need that. We don't need that. We need a cohesive unit. Everyone on the same page. Everyone helping. You see how Miami got to the finals? Do y'all know Jimmy Butler? You remember when they played the Knicks? I think. Do you remember watching Miami play the Knicks? If you didn't see them play any other game, do you remember how selfless Jimmy Butler was, man? Do you remember how he was helping that team? You could see everybody else scoring and doing their thing, and that's all he wanted. That's how every player on the Knicks has to be right now. We have to play winning basketball, team basketball, and not worry about individualism. It's not going to work with us right now. We can't afford it. So I want players that's going to come in here and have a team mentality, team first mentality, and contribute and think about what's best for the team and make good basketball plays and good decisions on the floor. RJ's working on his jump shot from what I've seen. I don't know if he's a Jimmy Butler because I think Jimmy Butler got a better jump shot than him right now, but I do see the comparison, and I don't know, man. RJ has the potential probably to come out towards. I could see him. I don't want to disrespect Jimmy Butler because RJ is still a work in progress, but he does have the potential to even have a higher ceiling than that. But I definitely see him going down that road, that same road of working hard and building his game, being underrated. He's an underdog too, RJ. He went from being the number 1 pick to getting shitted on, being third. Didn't get put on the all-rookie team. He has a lot of motivation to help him. He has a lot to prove, And yeah, I could definitely see the comparison with Jimmy Butler. If he gets his jump shot clicking, which I saw some videos, somebody put a video. Shout out. I like to give credit once again. My bad. I can't remember everybody's name, all these different videos and channels I'll be watching. But they had some footage up today. Somebody put up footage of RJ working on his jump shot, and it looked good. It looked good. It really did. He opened up. He moved his elbows. He could see now when he shoots. Before the way he was shooting, like hands and people have the bad habit of when they shoot, they kind of block their view of the basket. So it's good to see him working on his mechanics. And the ball was wet. He was dropping them all the whole video. I mean, I know a lot of people do that. They put out videos when they wet and shit, and then in the game they don't do nothing. But just to see him working on that, just to be able to tell the difference in the way his shot looks, it says a lot, and I appreciate that. And that's some Jimmy Butler shit. So I feel you on that one. Good call. Falcon, you be giving some good input. I like that. I could definitely vibe off of you. Hey, yo, my man White Falcon said, Julius Randle for Zion. Yeah, if they smoking crack over there, that shit probably could happen, family. That shit probably could happen. Yo, for real though, with the Pelicans, I don't know if you see my video I did before. I'm not trying to promote my shit. It's just the concept, the idea behind it. I was talking about trading Julius Randle and Elfrid Payton for Drew Holiday and Malik Beasley. Word. And get that pick that they got. Feel me? And we could give them the 27th and the 27th and 38th pick or whatever, 35th, whatever the fuck it is we got. Give them those two picks. I think they got the 13th pick for Drew Holiday and Malik. That will help us with a backup, and it'll give us the point guard we need that plays defense and could score. It'd be a lot better for us than Zion, even though Zion is, the guy that we wanted last year. We got our hearts broken. Let me see. Lonzo LaMelo. You know what's funny? I did hear about something about them trying to get LaMelo. I did hear something about them trying to get LaMelo and have LaMelo and Lonzo playing together. I believe, yeah. I believe so. I'm not sure, but I did see something about that. I'm not sure which team. Word. I gotta look back on that. But yeah, I did see that. That's funny that you brought that up because there are people out there that are thinking that way. They're thinking about putting those brothers together on the court. In New York, if that shit was to happen, I would like that. I would like that because I think Lonzo, the only problem is they would have to get shooters. They would have to get shooters because Lonzo, even though his three is improving, it's still not consistent. And the little baby boy, LaMelo, we know that his shot is not good right now. It is not wet. Them videos only show highlights. His percentage is horrible from three. So, and the funny shit about LaMelo, I'm sorry, y'all, he's a little overrated to me because he's injury prone. He got hurt after 12 games in that league that he played in. He shut it down early, bro. So we only got statistics from him playing in that league for 12 games, and that's not shit. That doesn't mean he can play in the NBA and be effective the way everybody is assuming. That's crazy. It's not enough. Him and Wiseman, they both didn't put out enough for me to sit there and say that they should be the number one pick. This is why I'm pushing for the Knicks to get Sadiq Bey. You got Sadiq Bey, Tyler Bey. You got what's that boy? Oh man, I can't think of his name right now, man. It's another shooter that I like a lot, man. Halliburton. That's his name, right? Some shit like that. Him, who else? There's a couple of players, but I really wanted to see if the Knicks could get Obi. This is why I wanted to make a trade. I wanted to make a trade with either San Antonio or the Pelicans, and who was the other? And Sacramento. What about Sacramento? I brought this trade up before. What about Sacramento? Hey, yo, Falcons killing it. Niggas said we should get all three ball players, yo, and become a real threat in the NBA. Yo, hilarious. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That's crazy, right? That's crazy how Leangelo didn't get in the NBA. That's crazy. He was nice too. In high school, he was nice. I don't know what happened. Word. Some people, man, I don't know. This analytics era, it bugs me out because a lot of people don't get a fair shake because of it. They go by numbers too much. And I expressed that before. There's gray areas of gray. There's things that numbers can't cover, man. There's intangibles that, numbers can't cover. It's just that simple. But Leangelo, not for nothing right now, the way we going, the Knicks, it wouldn't even hurt the Knicks to sign Leangelo and see what he could do because we desperate. And the more we in right now, like I said, we're not winning the chip for at least another 4 or 5 seasons before we could really think that we're gonna be contending for a championship or even be in the playoffs at the rate we going. So I don't know, man. I don't have a problem with any of the Ball brothers coming to the Knicks. It's just us being able to get them. And Leangelo is a great shooter. You're right. Yo. Once again, Falcon, White Falcon 44, he's killing it because he's right. Leangelo Ball was a very good shooter, excellent shooter. And for the Knicks, he'd be a good fit. In reality, the way RJ plays and the way I seen him play, you got RJ penetrating. The ball could be moved around. You can have him, Leangelo play the 2. You got me actually sitting here considering, Falcon, you got me considering Leangelo Ball. But you know what? For the Knicks right now, it does work because he can shoot. Word. Another dude I want to bring up real quick, but this is more of like a Rodney Hood. This is a person that's has shown flashes of potential, and then for some reason the NBA is just shitting on him, and it is not panning out. So you got Cousins, you got Isaiah, you got Rodney Hood on the list of people that I think have proven themselves in the past. But this other person is Josh Jackson, man. There was a moment where a lot of people was high on him, and he was doing his thing in Phoenix. Phoenix is a funny organization. We know they be fucking up just like the Knicks. They're not that great either when it comes to developing players and certain things. So what about Josh Jackson? I still say, let me see, Peyton Dotson, Iggy, Knox, Portis. You definitely love Portis, man. Portis got to go. He can't be on my bench. I would go starting 5 earlier. Who did I put my starting 5? Let me see. Let me check my notes real quick. Just so, I don't be a hypocrite. So, yeah, my starting 5 was Mitch, Frank. Like I was saying before, Randall ain't going nowhere. The coach likes him. So, y'all might as well get used to that. But maybe Randall could be the 6th man. You have Mitch, Frank, Knox. Let Knox start at the 4. Let DSJ play the point, or if you want, let DSJ play the 2. But it depends on the shooting. What improvements they've made. Because I think that between RJ, DSJ, and Frank, you got 3 players that can handle the ball. So we could be interchangeable with what we expect players to do. And whoever's open. Because that's one thing, DSJ, Frank definitely are good at hitting set 3-pointers when they open, if the ball moves, especially Frank. I think Frank is a lot better shooter than we give him credit for. But it's just about being in a position to succeed. Frank hasn't been used a lot, and he hasn't been put in a position to succeed. My fault, y'all. I'm hearing some crazy shit in the background about where I live. And it's pretty quiet where I live, so somebody's dog's bugging. I hope ain't no bears in the woods and shit out here. But anyway, yeah, so back to what I was saying about the starting 5. RJ, DSJ, Frank, Mitch, and let Knox play, man. And then off the bench, we got Taj coming off the bench. Like I said, we need to bring up Jared Harper. We need to bring up Izzy. And we need to bring up Wooten. Then you got 3 spots, and Dotson got to be re-signed. Once again, Mo Harkless. We got him on paper. Bring him up, man. Let him play, man. I know he's a free agent. Either we're going to re-sign him or we're going to let him go. But that's somebody that we need to think about utilizing if we're going to keep him. If we're not going to keep him, let's keep Dotson. Then there's another spot, like I said, we could either go with signing Isaiah and Cousins, hopefully, or somebody like that got ball handling skills and can shoot and can help the ball move around and not clog the paint when Mitch is out there. I think Cousins would probably be a very good compliment to Mitch. Come and think about it. It's just the health thing. I know. I believe we already have Harkless on our roster. It's not that we're going to get him. I believe he has a contract with us, or he's about to be agent. And if he's already in-house, we probably could get him for cheap. But I'm not saying that's a guarantee. I'm just saying we need to start looking in-house. We have assets that we haven't even, like I used this analogy earlier. We got a plate of food in front of us that we haven't even tasted yet, and we're looking at other shit. We want more food. We asking for more food, and we haven't even tasted what we have in front of us. We don't know what's good, what's not good, what we want and what we don't want. We don't know. So, some of these guys, how do I say it, y'all? No disrespect to nobody else and how you make your decisions and shit, but we just can't go off of names when we're not seeing these guys get a chance to play. There's no way to decide how good Jared Harper is, how good Wooten is, how good Harkless is, because they're not getting burned. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not watching the Westchester Knicks. I don't have that channel. So we need to see what we have. We really do. Let me see what you're saying over here, Falcon. Right. See, you get what I'm saying. The team is young. That's the whole point of me making the roster that I made. Trying not to go crazy with the free agents because we got bread. Like I said, we could use that bread to help teams get out of trouble with their salaries. If that's the case with their cap, and get some picks back. And then we got expendable players that we could cut or trade and put them in a trade, whatever. But there's a lot of things that we could do. We have maneuverability, man. And that's what I like about our situation. So there's I want to bring up Isaiah Thomas, man. Why is Isaiah banned from the NBA, man? I don't get it. Duke could play. Duke could definitely play. He could shoot. He could penetrate. He distributes the ball. I wouldn't call him a defensive liability because he's another guy that, once again, once everybody is not a defensive juggernaut. Everybody's not Frank. And then y'all complain because Frank can play D, but he can't score. This is why it's a team sport. So you could cover for each other, take over, and hold it down when there's certain weaknesses so they don't get exposed. The team, that's what the team is for. This ain't one-on-one basketball. I don't know, man. I don't think Isaiah is I mean, my man is laughing at me for saying Isaiah Thomas, but the reality is he's better than every point guard that we got right now. He's proven. None of their stats can compare to his. Not one of them. I don't see why Isaiah Thomas is not in the NBA. And right now, the way Boston looks, that might have been a mistake all along. Kyrie didn't work out. What's the other boy that went to Charlotte? He didn't work out. Look at what's happening now. I love Kimba. Kimba be better off. He should have came to the Knicks. Because I don't know, man. I think Brad Stevens is a little overrated. There's something going on with that coaching there because he doesn't know how to utilize having a talented point guard. He's had 3 fucking elite point guards, and they all have failed with him. That's the guard's fault? That's the player's fault? Or is there something going on with that team or that style of coaching? So, I mean, I think Isaiah Thomas got a bad rap, man. Then he went to Denver, and the media just killed him, man. The media, they tried to do the same shit to Carmelo. They've done that a lot, man. The media sits there and they have these narratives and they have these objectives for whatever reason. They have beef with people and they go out there and they feed y'all a bunch of bullshit. And they go and they how do you say it? They assassinate people's character. Yo, remember what happened with Carmelo when he was in when he was playing for with Westbrook and Paul George? Remember that shit when he's in the Thunder? And the reporter, not the coaching staff, not anyone in the organization, the fucking reporter said maybe you should come off the bench. And Carmelo responded the way that he should have in reality. And they fucking blasted him. Like the Iverson practice. There's so many times where the media just ain't shit. And they really don't help. And they really sit there and they kiss ass and they use these players 1 minute and then they'll turn their back on them and shit on them the next. And Isaiah Thomas, when he was having that MVP season for Boston and he was cutting ass, they was all riding him. And now, all of a sudden, he can't play ball. You can't forget how to play ball. He's too young. He's too good. There's no way that he does not deserve a shot on any team. That shit don't make no sense, especially us. But my man Falcon made another point that's real. We really don't need no more point guards. That's the only reason why I brought him up, because he'd be a cheap free agent and he could give us that leadership that we desperately need without breaking the bank with Van Fleet, without trading assets and breaking the bank with Chris Paul. So, and like I said, he provides shooting, scoring, and other things. But you're right. We straight with guards. I think that we need to see what we got. And right now, I'm more stuck on shooting. We need shooting. People that can get the ball in the hoop from anywhere. Not just threes, because that's another thing. That three-point shit is overrated. I'm going to show you Marcus Smart. Look what happened to Marcus Smart. Look what happened to Boston. They got three-point happy, and they fucked up. We need to stop that. And right, we need chemistry. See, shooting threes and shit like that, that shit will fuck up your chemistry. Because if you don't hit that shit, your teammate might be wondering, why the fuck did he just shoot that? It might be a good shot to you. You might be feeling it. You might have hit a three a moment ago, but not necessarily that shot that you're taking at that moment is good unless it goes in. Them threes are overrated because they will fucking kill you. And Marcus Smart had a good game shooting threes once, and then for the rest of the series, he couldn't hit shit, and it killed them. Let me see what my man Falcon's saying here. I agree we need chemistry, and you got to understand, I know that Randall didn't, for him and Payton, they, like I said, they did their own little two-man thing. But with Tibbs there, that shit ain't going down. That shit is not going down. I think that Randall will learn to pass the ball more. I think that a lot of things that we saw that we didn't like, I think that it had a lot to do with coaching too, especially coaching. And the lack of leadership on the floor, not only off the floor, but on the floor. So I think we'll be a lot more cohesive this year because I think Tibbs is going to make sure that he establishes some type of chemistry and some type of structure where everybody's almost on the same page. And if you're not, you probably won't play. Because I know Tibbs is going to demand everyone to play defense. This is why I expect Damian Dotson to come back. I expect Frank probably to start. I expect Mitch to start because they play D. And this is where the rest of the roster, I'm not sure because you have people, even though you know I'm shitting on Portis, I'm not gonna lie, Falcon, you got a point. Because Portis is an effort defensive player, and Tibbs might like that. They may have to renegotiate his contract though, because he can't get paid the money he's getting paid. If we was to keep Portis and have him come back, and I don't know. I think that 15 mil is set in stone. I don't know if it's set in stone or not, but if it is, then he got to go. And if he's willing to renegotiate his contract and it falls under the rules and we could do that, I'm with that. I'll give him another shot, but not for the money that we paying him. And I know we got the cap space, and I know that we got money but that don't mean I want to trick. Well, we could use that money, like I said, to get Cousins, to get Thomas. So, as far as the bigs, what about Crowder? What about bringing back Wilson Chandler? Everybody's talking about Gallinari. What about bringing back Wilson Chandler and Gallinari. And yes, DSJ is staying because the coach is feeling him. The coach is feeling Randall. The coach is feeling DSJ. You know the coach is feeling Frank. I don't think people know how much Tibbs likes Dennis Smith Jr. When Dennis Smith Jr. was when they were scouting him when he was a rookie, Tibbs had a lot of great shit to say about him because I think he played at NC State and he used to do his thing. And Tibbs was feeling him. I think Tibbs, he saw flashes of Derrick Rose in him. So Tibbs definitely keeping DSJ. I told you I like DSJ to start, man. I think Frank, DSJ, and RJ, we should try it like that. Let Knox play the four and go with Mitch. And let them learn together. Let them grow together. Right? And then, like I was saying, you made a good point about DSJ playing shooting guard. But that was my point. You could start Frank at the point and DSJ, and it doesn't matter because you just have Frank play the harder defensive assignment up top. But when we on offense, DSJ could be the penetrator, slasher. Frank could be the set shooter. You got RJ that's able to do a little bit of everything. We be good. And then, Knox is another one. He could shoot. Knox is not being put in a position to succeed. The Knicks are fucking up with Knox. And you fans are being assholes with Knox. He's going to go somewhere else and blow the fuck up, and we're going to regret it. He's going to be like Trevor Ariza. Knox reminds me of Trevor Ariza. Not the athleticism, the circumstances. And what Trevor Ariza turned out to be, I can see Knox being that. Because Trevor Ariza, after his rookie year with the Knicks, he wasn't dunking and all that shit like that. That wasn't his thing. That kid was wet. And I could see that with Knox. I know Knox shies away from contact and he's not, look at Kawhi. Kawhi's not outspoken. Kawhi's quiet. But when it's time, Kawhi gets busy. That's what we want from from Knox. We want to see Knox. He could be a quiet assassin for us. I'm cool with that. Everybody doesn't have to be vocal. But we do need him to be more aggressive. And if he's going to be a 4, he's going to have to deal with some contact. And he's going to have to get used to that. I noticed that shit about the way he lays up the ball. He don't like to get hit. Or I don't know, maybe he thinks too much, but he needs some reckless abandon in him. He needs to get a little more vicious. And maybe the trainer that we got from Kentucky, maybe banging down there with Randall, have him, have them match up during scrimmages and shit. That'll help Knox, man. Get him tight, get him ready, get him rough and rugged. And he need to lift some weights too. That's another reason why his punk ass be shying away from contact when he go into the lane, because he probably not confident and don't feel strong enough. But if he went in, if he was feeling on beast mode, you know what I'm saying, after he just finished doing a couple of reps in the gym and working out and lifting weights, it'd be different. He'd be more confident. So Knox, he got to get his weight up. There's shit that he needs to do, but that's everyone. Everyone has shit they need to improve on. They got things they do good, and they got things that could be better. So slow down with Knox. Same thing with DSJ. Y'all fuck him up to the point where the boy's thinking too much. And he's not just playing. DSJ's the type of player you can't ride him. I was talking about that earlier too. We have to learn how people excel. From my experience, everyone is not good with pressure. So you can't put pressure on people. Some people, you got to sugarcoat shit. Yeah, you do. And guess what? It works for them. Some people, you got to let them know it's going to be all right. Don't worry. I still got your back. Don't worry. You can't be doing shit like they be doing to Frank. Frank misses a shot and they pull him. He just locked down Trae Young, stopped him from busting ass, this, that, and the third. And then the minute he makes what the coach considers to be a mistake, he got to sit down. That got to stop. I don't think Tibbs is going to do that. I think Tibbs is going to let these players play. They're going to live and they're going to learn because he knows they're young. And he's done it before in the past. He's gone through that in Minnesota, and he's going through that in Chicago. He's really good at letting people excel in areas that they're good at. So I expect a lot this season. Shout out to O Skrilla. Word up. I want to give him a shout out because I like him. I like him a lot. I like where he be talking. He said something that stuck out in my head today. He said he was good with the team. Yo, fam, I'm good with the team too. Word. I think that Tibbs is he's the right choice. Even Rose, getting Rose, Leon Rose was a smart move because he has connections. It's not about who we could get with his connections. It's about him knowing how to function, knowing how shit operates behind the scenes, knowing what type of potential moves and things that agents do, and then getting the perspective of being the executive. That's powerful shit. And it's pretty much a recipe for success so far with a lot of these new GMs and presidents of teams that were former agents. They're not doing too bad. Rob Pelinka was just getting mad shit talked about him 2 years ago. And now look, the Lakers is in the finals. They might win this championship. They already blew Miami out by 20. So the former agent turning team president, I don't have a problem with that. People can live and learn. If you good and you focus on and you capable of learning, if you're a good learner, and you good at focusing, you can learn shit. You can learn new things. He's not that old. So Leon Ross will be fine. The coaching staff, I believe that they have a lot of work on their hands, man. They got a lot of pieces of clay. A lot of pieces of clay that they got to work on and mold. So, and it can't be this one season, okay? So cut it out. It's not going to happen this year. Don't be booing players when they have bad. Yo, you know what's funny too? Let's keep it 100. Y'all got the bad habit of booing players like DSJ and Frank and shit, and then fucking Izzy will come off the bench and y'all fucking cheer, scream, and all that no matter what he does. I hate when y'all get those pet players, man, that can't do nothing wrong, and y'all discourage the other players on the team trying. Y'all got to stop that. The same way you fucking got slack and hope and you willing to go ride with Iggy, you need to be like that for all our players, man. Word. Wooing too, man. Wooing needs a shot. Let's go, man. Please, man. Knicks fans, I'm asking y'all, I'm pleading with y'all. Take it easy on the squad, man. Have some faith in the young players that we have. Give this management time. Put your motherfucking magnifying glass away, you fake ass Sherlock Holmes ass, pet detective ass motherfuckers, and let niggas do what they gotta do, man. Stop over analyzing everything. Just chill. Like I said, we need to really fall back, slow down, stand pat on some reserve shit, and move slow. Play chess, not checkers. This is a long ride. We have a fucking organization, and we should be a dynasty, but we not shit right now. And it's because we be speeding. We speed on free agency. We rush our draft. We are. What did the Hebrew remnant? What's his name? The Hebrew remnant. He's another one. He says something that was official. And I'm gonna end my live with this. Shout out to the Hebrew remnant. I love your videos, fam. I appreciate your perspective, man. I like your the way you analyze shit too. The information that you give is official. Maybe one day we'll link up and do some shit together. But a few of us. Oh, Skrilla, you too. You know what I mean? But he said something, and like I said, I'm gonna end my stream with this. And he was right, and it has to stop. The Knicks, we eat our young. We eat our own. Between destroying coaches, proven coaches, and shitting on their careers, they get here and we just violate. From destroying coaches to destroying players with potential. It has to stop, man. That's the first step in our culture change is the fan base. The fan base has to start exercising the intelligence that we have and stop being emotional and stop being bitter. We got to let that go. We've been through a lot. Believe me, I know. I've been going through this shit, yo, all my life. Word. Since Bernard King busted his knees when I was a kid. Word. I used to have that St. Bernard poster with him sitting on the throne with the crown. And he had the little, he had the little throw over fur shit with the white leopard spots and shit. Nigga was that man. He had the king, he was on some shit. He was looking good. He was playing good. Led the league in scoring. And then it happened. Then we got Ewing. I got gas with that. That was a great era, though. Grateful, because Patrick Ewing tried. Patrick Ewing is another person that I got to make a video about. In the future, I plan on doing some videos where I, excuse me. But, yeah, I'm thinking about doing some videos where I narrate and play footage and shit, too. So if I do, I'm definitely, the first two that I'm going to do will probably be Carmelo Anthony and Patrick Ewing. Word. So y'all got to give me time because I got to learn how to do that shit. I don't know how to do that yet. And I don't know, like I said, I got to get software. I got to get my equipment up. For now, I'm rocking off the laptop. Got me a little mic. And I'm doing what I got to do because I love this. But I'm going to step it up. And I'm going to hit y'all with some shit because I see things a little different. I got a lot to say. There's a lot of videos I'm probably going to making. There's a few about people that are overrated too. Because I noticed that Knicks fans like giving people credit because they so angry about one moment and they don't give the Knicks credit. And sometimes they give people too much credit. And that person wasn't really shit. Or we used to really bust their ass on a regular basis. And because one time they had a great moment. Reggie Miller. People get stuck on that shit and then they get it construed. They don't even remember it properly, the way it transpired. It's funny shit, but we're going to get all into that in the future. For now, I just want to say we have a lot of options with free agents. We have a lot of ways we could go. I really, 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 really think we need to fuck with Isaiah Thomas, man. Isaiah Thomas is the answer to a lot of things, man. He really is, man. If you think about it, what I'm saying is true. All jokes aside, y'all can say whatever little shit you want, but you don't got no facts to prove. You can't give me one real reason why he's not in the NBA right now or why the Knicks shouldn't be thinking about him. The only thing I could think of is that we're not signing no point guards because we're going to draft one guard with the 3 picks and we're going to stick with everyone else. If that's the scenario, I'm fine with that. But if we are going to get a free agent, I don't want Van Fleet. I don't want Chris Paul. I think we should go for Isaiah. And if we make a trade, I don't want Chris Paul. I want Drew Holiday. Or the other kid, the kid from Sacramento. That's another one I forgot to bring up, Buddy Hield. I spoke about a trade for him. You could definitely get him, trade Julius Randle, and get Buddy Hield. If we were to get rid of Randle, there's like 3 trades. Like I said, we could definitely make a trade. We could trade with San Antonio. Probably, if y'all don't want DeRozan, I know how y'all feel about DeRozan, whatever. It's an expiring contract though. But if we don't get DeRozan, we could take Aldridge, who would definitely still help or back up Mitch, because that salary will be coming off soon. So, and we could afford to eat that contract. And we probably could get some draft picks from them too. If we was to eat some salary from them, help them out. But I know the salaries kind of match up, so I don't know how that would work out. What else we could do unless we took another player, like I said, and gave him back some cash consideration and got some draft picks too. That's probably how that deal could work. And because I want that, I said, yeah, we take Aldridge and I think they have the 11th pick. I take that 11th pick. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to drag on, but I just love this team, man, as y'all could tell, man. And there's just so many things on my mind and so many directions that we could go in. And I had to get that shit off my chest just like y'all. I know y'all sit there, y'all bug out, y'all be thinking about it too. So watch the video. If you didn't get to see, if you watched it live, thank you. I had one person on here on the chat, and I appreciate him. Shout out to White Falcon 44. That's my original chat partner going forward into the future. He will always get a shout out from me, and appreciate the support. Now I'm out of here, and y'all know why, because I got it like that. Peace. Till next time. One.